Hi guys, it's our Pony Life. Here we've got Pepper. Some of you guys that might follow us on Facebook might have heard already that she had a bit of a sore nose. I mentioned it in our last video. Didn't quite realise how bad it was going to get though at that point. She's not my friend at the moment. We're going to put a video on last week of treating it and how things had gone with it. But it was pretty traumatic, to be honest, for both myself and her. She jumped on both my feet, shooting forward away from the pain. It was really, really bad. So now it's not too bad now. Come and have a look at her chin. It's much better. I'll put a couple of pictures on just so you can see. She's already reacting, think I'm going to touch her. I've put a couple of pictures on and you'll be able to see how bad it was. And I'll tie her up and we'll get it cleaned. So I started off cleaning it with an antibacterial wash called Hibiscrub. It's as old as the hills. People have been using it for a long time. I got this from the vets. It cost me about £12. And the idea behind it is that it kills any bacteria. You see she's not happy. We've done this already quite a few times. Wash her dinner off her face actually. She's had a thing, it's called dew poisoning on her nose, and what it is, it's a bacteria that gets in under the skin. You might also notice mud fever. It depends what it's called different things depending on where it is. If it's on their back and their neck, things like that, it's known as rain scald. If it's on their pasterns and their ankles and their legs, it's called mud fever. If it's on their face, it's dew poisoning. And they get it from basically their skin being wet and all the rest of it all the time. And if you ever get like hacks and things like that on your hands and your fingers in the winter, it's the same idea. And what happens is their skin gets compromised in some way. So they might get jabbed with maybe thorns when they're grazing, anything like that. And that, because the skin's so sensitive at that point, it allows bacteria to get in. The type of bacteria, they don't like the air. It's kind of a weird thing. So they make scabs, like really big scabs, to protect themselves from the air, and then they can multiply underneath these scabs. So the only real way to treat it properly is to get scabs off. It's pretty horrible, but we couldn't see quite how bad this bit was until we actually started washing her the other day, and this whole bit just slid off her face. It was pretty gruesome. There's another reason why we didn't video it. It was quite bad. But before that happened, our muzzle here, you can still see wee scars there, and our nostril, this was all cracked and all bleeding in here. So anytime she yawned or was eating her dinner, anything like that at all, this was re-cracking and bleeding again. Really sore for her. She wasn't happy. And then cleaning it with disinfectant and putting cream on it, she wasn't impressed with it at all. So you see what I'm doing here, this stuff here, it just softens up any scabs that are still there. Also it's got Hibiscrub disinfectant in it, so the bits that have been taken off already, it helps to kill any more bacteria that might grow. I'm just getting her dinner washed off her face as well actually. But it's been a bit traumatic for her. She's not very happy with it at all. But there's one or two wee scabs left on her chin to come off. She's not too happy with me touching her chin just now. We've kind of had a few fallings out over it. So, I'll get her the green stuff off her face. Also I think we've got a few American folk that follow us. They might know this thing is called scratchies. I'd never heard it called that before, but when I was looking it up, although I'd known it as mud fever, I had never ever seen it on their face before, so I didn't actually know at first what it was. But it's known in America apparently as scratchies. Get her face all clean. But it's near enough, all the scabs are near enough away, and then once they're off, it's just a case of healing. But she's not been getting ridden or worked for quite a while, because although I've moved her head collar, noseband up as far as I can, her bridle sits just on this bit here, and I don't really want that. So there's a few scabs still there, so unfortunately it's a case of softening them up and then just taking them off. Some people, you might have other ways of doing this. I'm quite sure that there's lots and lots of ways of doing this. This is how I was taught to do it. Mud fever was the same, although we used to use this stuff and then good old fashioned Sudocrem. Started using Sudocrem to begin with, and one of the delivery girls here, she'd mentioned this cream. We've got Flamazine, which is just over on our drinker there. Rudy, go and grab that for me. No, you don't have to open it. Just show everybody what it is and what it's called. So we've been using this cream, and so far it's made a world of difference, to be honest. It's quite expensive, I'm not going to kid on. That tub was 250 grams, I think it is, was £40 at the vets. You could probably get it cheaper in the likes of Amazon and such like, but we needed it at really short notice, same as the Hibby scrub, so we got it all from the vets. It wasn't the cheapest, but what can you do, needs must. Right, I think she's not as green. She's all green, she gets spirulina in her feed for her immune system and such like. And it just makes dyes her a bit green, it's quite interesting. I get quite a few ruined t-shirts with it.
Rubbing it right up your back.
Yep, so we'll try and get this scab. See if she'll let me.
Dad, want me to hold the torch on her again?
No, it's alright now. She might not let me get it.
It's the whiskers that are...
Well, yeah, so she's got really long whiskers. I don't believe in cutting her whiskers. Again, some people will probably disagree with that for like showing and things like that. I don't agree with cutting her whiskers. That's my own personal opinion. But she knows the minute I get near it now because of her whiskers. She's went through quite a bit with it already, so she's not going to... She's going to break her rope actually. Come on, we'll try once more. But you can imagine if you had a scab of your own and someone was trying to pull it off, it's not the nicest thing to do. So, nah, right, she's not going to work. So we'll just soften it up, we'll clean it with a disinfectant. The cream, the Flamazine cream, also softens up the scabs quite nicely. So they do just come off. I'm not going to pull at that anymore because it is traumatising her. She's already quite traumatised by doing this for a few days now, so I'm not going to push it any further than that. It's not fair. It's just not giving. It's no. That's pick it up. Right, ready? You can open that for me. Get a good bit on. I probably use too much to be honest, but better that than too little, I say. Right, ready? So I have it on authority. My wife Kim, who also has a page on Facebook called Kim's Cakes, she is going to make us over the weekend a Pony Life cake with a logo now on it, so that should be quite interesting. Eating it would be more interesting, to be honest, but you can check that out. Probably an awful lot more exciting than putting cream on her nose, but you know. Right.
I think me and Mum and Lachlan do a good job.
Right, can you leave it open? Right, and her nose here. This big bit here. That was really badly cracked. It was a wee shame when we first started cleaning it. She kept opening and closing her mouth and like screwing up her nose and stuff like that. It must have been really nipping her. I felt so bad. I actually felt bad about it for days. Quite soft that way. Right, a good bit of that on her. There we go. Right, just...
Scabs kind of came off.
Yeah, a little bit. The bit in her lips away. That was quite bad as well, actually. Right, it's going to move around here. No, they're away. Just her chin now then. Yeah, I know. And we're bad to you, aren't we? Right, and so you can see as well, you might be able to see in this wee fold in there, that was so raw and bleeding.
Oh, good girl. And yesterday,
to be honest, I can't recommend this cream highly enough. It's really taken it away in a matter of a few days. It's made such a difference. I mean, we've been keeping it in for a few days as well, just to keep it dry, because I was saying before that it's like the wetness and all the rest of it really doesn't help it.
makes it even worse.
They're prone to it where they've got pink skin. And her nose is, she's got a lot of pink.
And sunburn is not the best for it.
Eh?
Sunburn is not the best for it.
Well, she gets sunburn or pink bits as well, yes, when you put sun cream on for that. Right, that's us. So that's it, basically. So you can see how she's coming on. And hopefully at some point her fur's going to grow back because she looks like kind of moth eaten, it's a wee shame. You grab me a towel, Rooney? So she's had her dinner and we're just going to pop her out now this bit, but we'll tag in a bit about the cake. Enjoy that, it looks as if it'll be awesome. Have a go at making it at home as well. Also, as usual, like, share and subscribe, and Lachlan's tripped over the bucket. Give us a big thumbs up if you like what we're doing, and we'll catch you later after the cake.
Bye. Bye. Welcome back, guys. Hi, guys.
So today we are actually going to make a cake in celebration of Pepper's birthday. She was 15 recently, and we decided to make Pepper a cake. We'll put pictures of that on for you to see. And today we thought, why not make ourselves a cake? So we've kind of prepped some of the stuff just so that you don't have to watch all the boring bits. And the boys are going to help. So first of all, we've all washed hands, we're all clean. We've tidied down the work surface so it's all nice and tidy. And we've got everything prepped here that we're going to need. So in here we've already done the flour, we've sifted it because obviously it's quite a messy job. We've got the caster sugar and we need to add a few more things. So Rory is going to add in oil, all of it, and then Lachlan is going to add in butter. Okay, all of it. Perfect, right? And we always have a rule when we're baking that we tidy up as we're going along, so we don't need these, and these can go in the sink to be washed later.
I'll put in the eggs.
Yep, so we just need to whisk up the eggs. Lachlan, do you want to help do it? Right. And then Rory can have a turn, so just make sure they're all mixed up really nice. There we go. Good help. And then Rory can have a quick shot as well. Mix it. Okay, so I'll take the fork out the way. There we go.
Put that in the sink.
Yep, put that in the sink out the way. Right, Lachlan, are you going to help put in the cake? Or are you going to do it together?
Yeah.
Right, okay. That's it. Perfect.
And I'll stir it all up.
Just make sure we don't mix or we don't lose any, we don't waste it. Yep. So get it going, and then Rory, you keep going. You can have a turn just in a second, yep. And then what we're going to do is pop it on the machine over here. It is quite noisy, but it only takes a couple of minutes just to stir it up, and then we'll pop it in the cake tin, pop it into the oven for about, I've had the oven preheating at gas mark 4, and we'll pop it in there. It'll probably take an hour or so, and then we'll need time to cool it down, and we'll put on some nice decorations, and you can see what we've done with it. Good job, these two are just such a great help, aren't yous? There we go. Right, okay. So what we'll do is we'll keep that in there. Okay.
I'll take it.
Watch it just doesn't fall in.
Watch it, Lachlan.
Okay, right. So.
Can someone bring that cheese over for me? Oh, that's falling on.
Okay, right, come on over. Right, pop it in there into the little kind of wrench, that's it. So we need me over the other mixer. Perfect. And we'll just pop that in.
I'll mix it up.
Alright. And then we put on just the number 1. And Rory will keep spinning the top just to make sure that all the flour, all the ingredients are mixed really well. And I use this as well just to make sure we get into all the corners. Okay. How's it looking?
Good.
Right, can I just get into the corners a little minute? Just bring it over a little bit. Just another couple of minutes at that. There we go, thank goodness for that noise. Okay, so we'll just make sure that they drip off. Wait a second, no, wait a minute. So we're just making sure that all the, as much as we can, gets it dripped off, and then we'll press them to come out.
I'll mix it up a bit.
got our mixture, we have our cake tin. Now what I've done is I have lined the cake tin for anybody who's not a baker, so it's just to stop the mixture from sticking to the tin. So I used some butter just round the tin, or you can use oil. I prefer butter. A little bit of flour, just tap it so it's just a tiny sprinkling of it, and then I usually use the parchment paper as well. So you go ahead, Rudy, pour it into the middle, and then it will spread out all on its own. That's it. Good job, keep it going. Okay. And I usually like this. This is my favourite tool when we're doing baking.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Yeah. So in here we've got flour, we've got caster sugar, vanilla essence, because it'll be a vanilla cake. And Rudy, can you sit to the side just a minute? That's it, perfect. So we're just making sure we don't waste any of this lovely mixture. Make sure all of it goes in there. There we go. I don't want to waste it, as it smells absolutely delicious so far. And what we'll do is we'll be putting it into the oven, and while it's in the oven we can be prepping some of our decorations, some of our buttercream as well, so that when it's ready we can get on with this, so that we can eat it as quickly as we can. So that's the mixture all ready. I'm just going to pop this in the oven now.
I've got it open.
And thank you. And it will take about an hour or so, and then we'll take it out, it will cool down, and then we'll see what happens next. Okay? So we have now taken our cake out of the oven, and it's had a chance to cool down, and it's really important to make sure that it does cool down, because if not, all the kind of the buttercream and jam and things will just melt, and it just makes it really difficult. So it is better to make sure it's nice and cool. And I've cut it in half.
And we've got our icing right there.
Yeah, we've got our icing there, covered over with a dish towel, just one, so flies don't go on it. And two,
It doesn't dry out.
It doesn't dry out, because it can dry out really easy. So to save you having to wait for us to do all of our bits and pieces, I've got our buttercream ready. Now this is just a block of butter, which usually comes in 250 grams, and a 500 gram of icing sugar. And you just really keep making sure the butter's soft. Then mix it with icing sugar, some vanilla essence, and to keep it longer, some water, or some people use a little bit of milk, but I try not to, because it will not keep as long. So first of all, we're going to pop on our jam. So what I've done is, it's quite a good trick.
It's been cut.
We've put a line here, so we can line the two sides back up, because I'm really bad at being able to cut in a straight line for some reason. So probably when I open this up, it will be all bumpy underneath. So to make sure we get it lined back up, just pop a little line there with your knife. So we'll take that off. See, it's all wobbly. So just make sure that I can get it lined back up again. So we're going to go for our jam. I've just got strawberry seedless jam, but you can go for whatever you like, or you can have the one with seeds in it. I just quite like this because it's a nice consistency. So we'll just kind of spread that all over.
And see, putting the jam on it just makes it taste even better.
It does. I wish we could smell this, because it does smell
amazing.
Absolutely delicious. There's no better smell. So got our jam on. You can put as much or as little as you like. I don't like to put too much,
because it'll go all blobby.
Yeah. So that's that done. So we'll pop the jam just to the side for now.
Just wait a bit there.
And then we want to put some buttercream on this side before we put the cake back on.
I'll put that on.
So you can use some there, ready? Okay, so a good kind of
That bit enough?
bit more, well, do that now. That's it. Perfect. Okay, another big blob. That's it. Looking good. And again, obviously we've been waiting on the cake cooling down, so in that time we went to see Pepper, checked on her as well. So she is doing really well, our nose is looking really good as well, so she's happy, had her dinner, put back out on the field as well. So in that time the cake cooled down, which is great, so we can just come straight back.
Put it in the freezer because it wouldn't cool down.
yeah, that's a good trick. If you're wanting your cake to cool down really quickly, you can pop it into the freezer for a little kind of 10-15 minutes, and that helps
Don't
it.
want it to cool down too quickly, then you can just put it in the fridge.
Yeah, you don't want it frozen.
Because then you'll have to put it in the microwave.
Okay, let me just see this. So we're just making sure that there's a good even layer of this. Again, some people like it as a thick layer inside, some people prefer a thinner layer, so it's really just down to personal preference. But we want to make sure we leave enough of the buttercream that we can do the outside of the cake.
You tired?
I thought I was going to sneeze there. So, and also another tip, to keep your cake in place, just take off all these crumbs, is a tiny bit of buttercream just at the bottom on your cake board, just like that. That will stop your cake from sliding around all over the place. So pop our cake back on.
Really sticky.
Yeah. So where is our line? So this is our line here, and we just need to find the other side of the line, which is just here. So we'll just make sure we line them back up again. There we go. And I'll just give my hands a quick wash there. So that's the cake lined up. We've got the buttercream inside it, and we've also got the jam inside it as well.
Yep.
So now we just need to pop the buttercream on the outside.
I'll do that, I want to do that, but...
You can help me just in 1 minute, is that okay?
Yeah.
Because it can be...
Again, the reason why you do this is so that will stick to it and doesn't fall off.
So some people call this your crumb coat. So basically you're just kind of covering up any crumbs at this stage, so that when you do put on your fondant icing, that you're not going to see all the bumps. Yeah, just a wee second. For anybody watching in America, I don't think you tend to use fondant very much. It's usually finished in buttercream, so the icing will be slightly different for what you're used to. Here we go. It looks really messy just now.
Can I have a shot?
Yep, you can try it.
Should I do the top?
Just do around the sides.
Okay. That'd be a bit too much.
In fact, yeah, do the top, that's fine. Okay. So I tend to get my buttercream on with this tool, which is like a kind of palette knife. And then I use this tool, which is really good for getting your edges really, really flat and smooth. Okay, good job, Rudy. Keep going. That's it. A bit more. So this cake, I think it's about an 8-inch cake.
8-inch.
So the amount of buttercream that we use is usually just perfect. Sometimes I have a little bit left over, but that's usually a nice amount. Is the block that you buy, and I usually buy unsalted butter as well. And as I say, it's icing sugar. A box of it usually comes in 500 grams. Some vanilla essence. At that stage as well, you can also put in any food colouring. If you don't want it this colour, you can have it any colour that you want. Just pop in your food colouring. Or if you
just want a different colour icing, then just buy a different coloured icing if you want.
Yeah, well the buttercream only comes as butter. So it's a kind of yellowy colour.
Yeah.
Like this. So you can't buy that in different colours. So
you would have to make that in a different colour.
Yeah, so you would just pop in your food colouring. Right, let me just see it for 1 minute, ready? So we're just going to tidy up these edges, see how nice it goes with that tool.
Lovely.
Okay, there we go. And we'll get some of these done as well. It goes really
You
smooth.
hear that noise? It's just my brother on the trampoline.
Yes. He got bored waiting on the cake. He just wants to eat it, doesn't he? He doesn't want any help anymore.
He's like, oh my god, I just want to eat it. When is it ready? When is it ready? Can we just eat it with a sponge? Right, no, I'll have to put the ice and sugar on.
Yep. He just wants to eat it. I'm just going to pop this away just now. So I think we're finished with that. As I say, I like to use this tool. It's my favourite. Another tip is if you feel as if your butter's quite hard and it's not smoothing over nicely, is you can just heat the edge up in some hot water, and it's just enough to melt the butter, which is quite handy as well.
Done actually.
It's just a nice amount, isn't it? Not too much waste. You
Just
don't want to
just right.
be buying too much ingredients and then just wasting them because they're
'Cause they can go
expensive
off.
these days.
I think I just don't want it to go off because it's really tasty.
And if there's any left over, that's the boys' favourite part, is when they get to
Eat it.
have the leftover buttercream.
And like,
And if there's any bits of sponge I've had to cut off as well, you usually get to have the last of that, don't you?
have a bit of sponge with like from off of cupcakes, big cakes that she makes for other people.
Yeah, so what Rory is referring to there is alongside my main job, I do make cakes for like friends and family and like friends of friends type thing. I do have a Facebook page, it's called Kim's Cakes, so if you want to check out some of the cakes that we've done in the past, then you're more than welcome to ask for an ad on that page. Okay, so we're just smoothing this off. There we go. It's looking good. Maybe sometimes you do get, if it's quite soft, you get these little bits kind of falling off. It's a bit annoying, but
Really annoying because that ruins up your cake.
yeah, it's okay. We can sort it out.
One time we made a wedding cake and it was amazing. It just turned out just awesome. But for a wedding cake, it's quite loads of hard work.
Oh, Lachlan's coming back in to see how the cake's doing.
Putting down the icing sugar, Lachlan.
Yeah, it's getting to his favourite bit, the bit where you almost get to eat it, aren't you? All
we have to do is put.
It is a bit of a messy job, so you do have to bear with it a little bit.
And there's a really good step of tidying up while. You go.
There we
And
go.
we've got our wee horseshoe logo line right there.
Yep, so we've prepared our Pony Life horseshoe
Logo.
just here. So we've done it in grey
Upside off.
with,
Because
we've
we
done it
couldn't
with
manage to find silver.
yeah, I didn't have silver, so we've done it in grey.
Yeah.
If you
It
have
does
got,
look like silver.
it does, if you have got white fondant, you can also mix a bit of black
If you have black.
food colouring, and that will give you your silver. Or you can also buy like silver food colouring as well and mix it in with white. So there's lots of different options. The black on it that you see.
The icing? No. Icing
Yeah,
on.
just one moment. So the black that you see on this is done with a black food pen. You can buy those in most kind of cake type supplier shops.
Smells amazing.
Careful. Okay, not to touch just now, okay? Yeah. Okay, so I like to keep my board nice and clean and tidy.
Just so the board doesn't get too messy cleaning it.
I'm really eating this.
Not right now.
That
Fingers off.
That cardboard.
Is it what, sorry?
That cardboard.
No, that is icing.
No,
it
we
looks
do.
like it, doesn't it?
But we do have a special spray that will shine it up if you have that.
Yeah, so on top of the icing, the horseshoe, I've used a pearlescent spray, and it's really nice. It just kind of
It
gives
just shines it up.
yeah, it gives it a good glitter.
But it's not like, but you can eat it, like properly eat it without.
Yeah, it's all edible. So there's nothing that's going on this cake that you can't eat or is dangerous in any way.
Everything is for cakes that we've got here.
Yep. So clean up our board. That's it. And then
Decorate it.
we will be ready to pop
Lachlan, can
on
you close up the door?
our fondant icing. Okay. So
Lock the
like
door.
I said, just pop our wee things.
This is the bit where flies can get in.
Right, so we'll take that
Oh,
off.
it's nice.
Plain film. Right, let me just fix this little bit a minute.
Oh.
Okay, just
What
one second,
happened there?
guys. It's
What
okay.
happened there?
It's alright. It's okay. There
See
we
how
go.
smooth that is?
Yeah.
That is.
See, to get that really smooth,
Icing.
you should need it
That's
by using your
icing.
hands going like that.
So, what we're going to do is I am just going to take this over, just so that's a bit
That's
closer
a
to me.
nice one.
Okay, and You can either use this, put it over a rolling pin,
This is,
or just do it if you're confident enough.
Mum, I like only the part when we can eat it.
You like the part where you eat it?
Yeah, that one had jam inside. I want the jam and cakes.
Now I'm doing this cake quite quickly, just for the purpose of the video. So there is some little cracks forming in it. You would use this tool.
Right, can I do it?
Yeah, just 1 second. And you can use that to take out any,
If you have that too.
what you would call as elephant type skin. So let me just cut off the excess, first of all. So we have finished off cutting away the excess icing just round here. Really helped me as well to smooth it round just with this little tool, which is great. Just gives you like that smooth kind of finish. Now if I was doing a cake for my customers, I would be making sure it's meticulously smooth, but this is just for us, just for fun, so I'm not being too over the top about it. I've used my little pen that I just absolutely love. It's a food pen, so you've got a kind of thicker, it's like almost like a felt tip, and it's really good, and that's a finer point, and it's really good for just being able to like write things onto your cake.
That's what
Or
we wrote it with.
we used that one here as well. So we've got our pony life for our logo. So next what I'm going to do is pop on the horseshoe. Now you can use just a tiny bit of water, or you can also get some like food glue, or you could just do water with a tiny bit of sugar. That's basically all it is. So the horseshoe is going around here. You don't need to be too meticulous about this, although if it was for like a particular event or a customer, I'd make sure I'm doing this particularly in the right place. So just put that there to the side. Now fondant is very delicate, so we just want to be really careful when we're
Is that
placing this
fondant?
on. This is fondant, yeah. There we go. And just give it a little pat down. It will stick, no problem at all. Now you can finish off your cake with a ribbon, other decorations like somebody's name, we could put Pepper's name on it, but for us we are happy with that, and we are going
That
to
looks
get
pretty.
tucked into this. So again, if you like it, please give us a comment, let us know that you like it. Even if you want to try doing your own cake and pop on any pictures of whatever you have made, then you can pop on pictures. Again, please like and subscribe our Pony Life page. You'll see the subscribe button on the screen, and we hope to see you in our next video, which hopefully will be soon.
Yep.
Don't we?
Yeah.
High five, good team.